What is going on, guys? We are here at Palmer Motorsports in Palmer, Massachusetts. This is going to be our second track day in the FL5 Type R. And if you guys see the video before this, we did a ton of suspension mods on the Type R. We did the lowering springs, the sway bar, full track alignment. Unfortunately, it's going to rain later today. The floors are actually a little bit damp right now, but we're going to make the most of it. I think it's going to be pretty dry up until lunchtime, and I think they're going to hold off on lunch to actually give us more time on the track before it rains. This is hosted by Mass Tuning. Armin runs this, and I think Noah, who was my instructor last time, will be here again today. So hopefully we can sit with him and he'll show me the ropes. He sold me the brake pads on the car right now, the G-LOC R10s and the R8s in the back. Yeah, I'm excited for today. This is a lot more of a technical track than Thompson Motorsports. So there's a lot more turns, there's a lot more elevation change, the ground is more uneven, there's rough patches, so gotta be really careful on this track, especially with the rain. We're hoping for a good time today. This is the entrance towards the track. This is the paddock area, pit in, pit out, over there by the cones behind this white van. Ton of cars over there. The guy who bought my red Miata with the hardtop about 2 years ago is actually here today, so we'll keep an eye out for him. I think he's actually right over there. Brought Leo here today. He's my track support team with Kristen. Got another Champion Type R over here on TEs. Got some Miatas, and there's my Miata. What's up, man? Yeah, we brought the whole fam. Nice seeing this car again.
You too.
What's up, man?
Yeah, so it's still kind of in one piece.
It was just that one fender, right?
Yeah, just this fender, this mirror.
It looks good though.
Took kind of a beating, but it's held up all right.
Damn, you did quite a few things to it.
The suspension really is kind of the...
Yeah. Yeah, his car was bone stock last time. Suspension. Any engine mods? Still stock. Radiator.
Oh, this was on here.
Oh, that was already there?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's on there.
Oh, sweet. Looks good.
Yeah, no bad.
Are you laying on the ground?
Right, you got a good spark.
Somebody's tracking R8 today. We're just in the garage setting up right now. We're adjusting the tire pressures. We did 28 in the back, 25 on the front. We'll see how that does. May have to add air as the day goes on if the tires don't get warm enough because the track is wet. You can see we got front camber dialed in at 3.5. Toe out a little bit in the front. Camber's about 2.5 in the back with toe in a little bit. The rear sway bars are on the loosest setting, and then car's pretty much all prepped. We got all the mats out, everything loose out is inside. So we just got our helmet, gloves, and then we got driver's meeting in about 10 minutes.
Hey, truck buddy.
Keep your hands, arms inside the vehicle at all times. That goes for drivers too. Windows down. If there's an ass in a seat, window is down. That's it. Sunroofs stay closed.
All right, we just finished up driver's education. So now we're going out. It's 9:40. It's time for our very first run. Let's go.
Okay, so this track is a little bit more complex than Thompson is.
So I've heard.
Okay, so coming out of hits here, you want to stay right for a very, very long time. Because we kind of get dumped out here in between two turns. Stay this side of the blend line all the way until we get down to the bottom of this hill. Where this other turn is. Generally right where these two posts are, I'll let myself start tracking out. Tracking out right towards that guy, looking over, hitting the second kind of jet out, pointing straight in where all this dark pavement is. Lots of brakes, slowest turn on the track here. Stay right, 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 left. Let the car come out as much as it needs to, full throttle, working our way back left. When I crest over this hill, just going to tap the brakes at the start of this tire wall, turn right. We want to end up inside right at this area, pointed straight at the flags. Tap the brakes, go a little bit over that seam in the pavement, and then turn. That one's a difficult one to get. All the way right, turn our head, turn left. Let the car come out as much as it needs to, pointing right at this flag stand. Lots of brakes, generally. Let the car come out. Stay nice and flat. Turn our head, wait till we can see where we're going. There it is. Left. Second slowest turn on the track. Tap the brakes here. Make sure we can stay left, stay left. Stay in left, and right. Back onto the front straight. Inside towards this, on the power, let the car come out as much as like they've been here before. Second flag pole. And there, we can get back to the tower.
So we just got done with our first session of the day. It's still a dry track, a lot more turns, a lot more braking, a lot more hairpin turns for sure. And there's different camber and elevation change and everything. So there's just a lot more going on at this track. And we got the Type R in the garage. So the car did phenomenally. I didn't lose traction one bit. We adjusted the tire pressure to 25 in the front, 20 in the back cold. Now they're about 32 front and rear all around, which I think is perfect. If we look at the contact pass, you know, it's basically making contact all the way around, which is great, front and rear. Hey Leo. So I think we're doing good on tire pressure. The brakes are good, definitely a lot better. The R10's in the front. So with the mods that we did the front camber adjustment, the 3.5. You definitely need a lot of camber for this track for that precise turning. And the rear sway bar also helps reduce the understeer. There's a lot of opportunity for understeer in this car if you're on this track, if your car is completely stock. So adding that camber, doing the toe adjustments, and that rear sway bar definitely helps this car a lot. And I did notice that the top end power and the torque was starting to taper off towards the end. and it's probably because, you know, the car is getting hotter, so it's not going to perform as well. So we're going to keep an eye on those temperatures. I didn't get a chance to really look at the temps while driving, so that's something I got to do better at, is look at the, you know, the dashboard, look at the temps, and also look more at the flags and the stations. My eye was really focused on the line and the cars in front and behind me, so I'm going to make sure I do a better job at that, and that way one day we can get to intermediate, because right now we're still at novice. Thank you. We just finished up our second session. Started raining and losing grip, which sucks, but temperatures were good. The oil here, the second one down, got up to around 220 at the most, and the coolant temp never really went over 200, so that's awesome as well. so we just finished up our, what, 4th session? I can't even count anymore. 3rd or 4th session. We rode with a new instructor, and he was great. She taught me a couple new things, and I think the car is really at its limit right now. I'm starting to smell, you know, brakes and things like that. So gonna let the car cool down, have some lunch. It's starting to pour right now, and I'm actually really glad we went out because it was a lot more dry than I expected it to be. Most important thing, never turn the parking brake on after a track session. You don't want the pads sticking to the rotors, so just leave it in gear. It's starting to pour right now. You can definitely see these tires are getting heat cycle, and the tires are actually steaming off the water that's on there right now. Make sure you check your pads, everything is good. But yeah, this car is doing really great. I think we have it dialed in perfectly suspension wise, and brakes are good. I think actually going forward we can go with R12s in the front, R10s in the back, but we'll burn these off first. But yeah, it's getting hot. I think oil temps got to around 230, and coolant never really went over like 205, so that's good as well. All right, you hungry? He says he's hungry. All right, so we're basically almost loaded up the car, putting everything back in. I'm calling it quits for the day just because the rain is just crazy right now. We just went out for a first solo session, and this car, the front wheel drive, just coming out of the turns, there's no traction. So I just pitted in like 5 minutes early and just getting the car packed up to get ready to go. But yeah, it is a shame that it rained today. We could have stayed longer and got more runs in, and the last run was just all rain, so couldn't really do too much. But it's good to see how the track is both dry and wet, and now I can say I've driven Palmer and Thompson both dry and wet, so it's good experience to have for sure. So next time we come here, hopefully it's dry. We can test out the car a little bit more. Definitely more confident with this track now. And again, thank you to Armin at Mass Tuning for running the show, Noah for the instructing at Eaton Motorsports, and always have a great time. I learn a ton when I come out to these track days. I was hoping to get like a sticker. I'm just trying to collect a sticker for every track that we go to, but I don't think they have like a store here, unfortunately. We rode with, I think his name is Nick. He drives that C506, and he was my last instructor 2 sessions ago, and he taught me a couple of new tricks as far as like where to late apex, where to turn in, things like that, where to throttle out. So I'm pretty confident with this track. When it's dry, when it's wet, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we hope to hit a few more tracks this summer. I want to do Poconos, I want to do New Jersey Motorsports Park, and once the NSX is ready, I want to bring that to one of the tracks as well. Hopefully one of them that I've already been to, so it's just a matter of relearning that car on that same track. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll post all the links down below for my car setup, the Mass Tuning guys, and the Eaton Motorsports guys. We'll see you at the next video.